Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. And it is indeed with great satisfaction that we finally reached the end of debate before passing Bill S227, the Food Day in Canada Act. I would like to begin by thanking the member for Northumberland, Peterborough South, for his assistance in helping me accelerate the process so we can pass this bill today. I'd also like to thank all honourable members from all parties, senators and staff who have supported this bill and helped us to reach this final stage today. I in particular want to thank the Honourable Senator Rob Black, who first introduced Bill S227 in the Senate. I would also like to thank and acknowledge the Stewart family, who are giving a strong legacy to their mother's memory in passing this bill, and to Crystal McKay from Food Day Canada and her family for their support as well. I'd also like to thank and acknowledge my own family, my wife Justine and our three ABCs, Ainsley, Bennett and Caroline, for their support as well. And they tell me that they've heard more than enough about S227 at the dinner table that they could give speeches on it themselves. This summer, 20 years after Anita Stewart organized the first Food Day in response to a national crisis that devastated our beef industry, Food Day Canada will be officially recognized across Canada. This bill is particularly important as we focus on issues such as food sovereignty and food security. What's more, we can use Food Day to promote food literacy for both young and young at heart. Knowing where our food comes from, how it is produced, processed, and prepared can be a learning process for all Canadians. This summer, and for every year to follow, we will together recognize the work of farmers, fishers, processors, chefs, and everyone along the food supply chain who not only feeds us, but also enriches our vast and diverse national culture. I will close with the advice left to us by the late Anita Stewart, who founded Food Day in Canada almost 20 years ago and is indeed the inspiration for this bill. She wrote, and I quote, "We need to have at least one day when no living Canadian can ignore the fact that Canada has some of the finest ingredients and culinary talent, from researchers and producers to home cooks and chefs on the planet. Above and beyond all else, Canadian cuisine is about celebrating our magnificent differences, our roots and our ethnicity. It's about possibilities and how we, as a people, continue to welcome immigrants from all over. It's about branding ourselves Canadian and giving our producers an unmistakable edge that no other nation can emulate." Thank you, Madam Speaker.
The question is as follows. Mr. Nader, seconded by Mr. Genereux, move that Bill S227, an act to establish Food Day in Canada, be now read a third time and do pass. Si un député d'un parti reconnu
If a member from a recognized party house wishes for the motion to be adopted on division or wants a recorded division, I invite them to rise and indicate it to the chair. The Honourable Member for Perth Wellington.
Will the House to pass this bill unanimously?
Does the Honourable Member have unanimous consent to pass the bill? Yes. Agreed? Agreed and so ordered. Carried.
Third reading of this bill. Troisième lecture de ce projet de loi.